Good morning and welcome to a special Out and About program here on the Talk of the Town, 1590 KVGB FM. Scott Donovan, your host, and brand new guest. I'm going to say new because I don't think you've ever been on the radio before with us, have you?
No, this here is my first time.
I like that. Please welcome Aaron Rainey. Good morning.
Morning. How you doing?
I'm good. From Iron Therapy Training here in Great Bend, and you are located inside Anytime Fitness right now, right?
Yep, that's correct. We're inside Anytime Fitness right off of 10th Street, right here in Great Bend.
So what time do you get started every morning, man?
Oh, boy. These days could be pretty long. We start around 5 in the morning.
Okay.
And, shoot, there's some nights we're there till 8:30 p.m. training people.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
So you and your wife, Ashley, correct?
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
And anybody else involved right now?
Yeah, we have one more trainer.
Okay.
Her name's Jasmine. She's been with us for about 6 months.
Okay.
6 months.
Well, that's great.
She's doing a very good job. We really like her. I really trust her. She's really good.
And we should let everybody know that you're on a plan as well. I think this is interesting. We were talking off the air the other day, Aaron, when this whole thing came about, and you said, Scott, I don't know if I could talk for a half hour, but I know you could talk for a half hour.
Yeah.
Maybe even longer about what's going on. We're going to get into to your history a little bit, Aaron, how you got started with this thing, because you didn't wake up one day and say, I want to do this for the rest of my life, but this is kind of the way things have happened. So let's get started with that part, and then we're going to get into some food tips and some things that people need to know. And, it's not it depends on what you want to do in life, but it's not a workout every day. And I want to make sure that people understand that before we get too far into this, right?
Yeah, of course. You don't really need to work out every single day to get results. You could work out 2-3 times a week. Most of it's going to be in your nutrition and how you're feeding your body, how you're eating, what you're eating. So basically, to start getting some results and seeing some changes, you would want to start going to the gym 2 to 3 times a week. Be consistent on that. Start on some nutrition, some diet things. Cutting back on your serving sizes would be some good choices to start with.
Right.
And then, of course, if you ever do go to a trainer, like myself or our company that we have here, Iron Therapy, we would fine-tune your nutrition for you and help you to where you can maximize these results and really see some significant changes.
Now, I have to say that you are in great shape, but you are also on a special diet right now, and there's also a special trainer involved with you. You're in a special mode right now. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so currently right now, I'm working on doing a bodybuilding competition.
Right.
Hopefully by summer of 2024. I also have a coach, and I do not train my clients or do nutrition with my clients the way I eat, because I'm on a whole different level. This is a whole different ball game. So I just want people to understand that the way we work with our clients isn't necessarily bodybuilding. Now, that's something that I'm into, and that's kind of my sport, my level of where I'm at with my fitness. But that doesn't mean that everybody else has to eat and train the way I do.
So not everybody that walks through the door is going to say, hey, I want to be a bodybuilder just like you, or whatever
correct.
it may be. And so there's different regimen for whatever folks want to do. They want to lose some weight, let's do that. They want to tone their body, let's do that. There's different things along the line, right?
Yep. Go ahead.
So this is Monday morning, all right? And I'm thinking to myself, okay, I ate too much over the weekend, and I drank too much, and every Monday morning I start off and I say to myself, you know what? I'm going to do something different. Unfortunately, it lasts till about Monday afternoon when somebody says, hey, you want to go to lunch? And then I'm all in. But we can do things. We can do things every day that change things. And I think that's what's interesting about what we were talking about today and what folks need to do. I know that you, because of the regiment that you're in, you eat 6 times a day, right, Aaron?
Yep, that's correct. I eat 6 times a day. And a little bit about the nutrition that you were talking about and getting over Monday, not making it through the first day.
Right.
Some of that is actually our society that we're living in today. So our society today, everything's based on food. Everywhere you go, you go to a work meeting, there's donuts. You go to a lunch for your
like your clients or whatever, you take somebody out.
You go out to eat.
Yeah.
There's food everywhere, and usually our bodies are really craving salt sugars and fats. So it's really hard to stay away from those high calorie, high fat foods. And a lot of the times what happens is we're actually eating to cover up emotion or stress, a stressful day.
That's true.
Or having trouble with kids at the end of the day or school day. And a lot of our eating is emotional eating. We're not actually eating to feed our bodies the way we should be.
And a lot of times, too, that we just know that we have so much time to do lunch, or we have so much time for dinner, and then we think about the next thing we have to do, so we just like shove it in our face as fast as we can, and that's not a good practice.
No, and a lot of times with that, what happens is people won't eat throughout the day.
Right.
I have numerous people that say, I don't eat breakfast. I don't eat lunch. I just eat dinner. And sometimes what that leads to is a big, kind of like a binge eating dinner. Where you're just eating way too much food. You're telling yourself, well, I didn't eat all day. I can eat this, this, and this and be okay and get away with it.
Right.
And usually what happens is it's way too many calories, and then your body's going to store those excess calories as body fat.
Yeah. I should tell people that I'm looking at you right now, and I'm looking at this gallon of water over here. I mean, this is a milk jug full of water, man. That's the way I look at it. Yeah. And you're going to down that whole thing today?
Yeah, my coach wants me to drink two of those? 2 gallons of water a day, 1.5 gallons. And the reason is because I'm on a really, really, really high protein diet.
Yeah.
And whenever you eat a lot of protein, really high protein diet, you need to drink a lot of water. And the reason that is because it does increase your urea in your kidneys. So,
hey, I'd be going to the bathroom every 10 minutes if I drank that much.
Yeah.
Seriously.
So yeah, with having that high of protein, it's good to keep your body flushed out, keep all the urea and stuff flushed out of your kidneys.
And water will do that to you.
Yeah,
I mean, it'll just clean you out.
Yeah, it helps keep your body flushed out. It also helps with weight loss. So if you're trying to lose more weight, drink more water.
Really?
Drink some water before you go out to eat. You may end up eating a smaller meal.
Is that just because you feel fuller because you're loaded with water? I don't know. Is that how that
some
works?
of that's just feeling in your stomach. You're not allowed to eat as much.
Right.
So that can be like a little trick you can use.
Yeah, but you can't drink water all day and that's it. I mean, you got to put some protein in there somewhere, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Protein. You want to eat protein, carbs, and fats each meal. You want to have each macronutrient. That's the best way. So a lot of those fad diets, keto, all that stuff, I don't really agree with. Some people do well on it. That's good for them. I'm not talking bad about the diet or anything. I just don't agree with it.
Yeah. And that's also something you brought up too, because it is different for every person out there. So if you're doing one thing where, you ate this kind of food and you lost this kind of weight. I mean, it is different for everybody out there, Aaron. And I think that's what's so interesting about, hooking up with somebody like you or hooking up with iron therapy training and then realizing that there are different ways to achieve your goals.
Yes. We train our clients a little different. We're way different than a lot of other training here in Great Bend. We're like our own breed here. We really strictly work with like busy working professionals who, are sick, tired, and fed up with the way they look and feel. And
that's the commercial that I've heard on the radio.
Yeah.
Sick, tired, and fed up.
That all started, Scott, because one point in my life I was just sick, tired, and fed up with where I was with my health, with my life. I was a traveling pipeline welder for about 14 years, so I traveled all over the United States for work.
Wow.
And
that's dangerous work, by the way.
Yes.
I've seen some video before that you've shared with me, and I thought to myself, man, I mean, you pretty much put yourself on the line every day to do that.
Yeah, so I've welded some live lines, things like that, some pretty scary stuff.
When you say live lines, that means that there's gas coming into it right there or whatever,
yeah,
right?
Yeah. They can't purge all the gas out of there because the valve settings are 20, 30 miles back sometimes.
Oh, wow.
And there's still vapor and fumes in there. So what they do is purge it to clean out all the oxygen so it don't blow up. And when it's safe, you start welding.
Well, and I will say this is interesting because we met at a Chamber of Commerce coffee here in Great Bend. And you came to me one time and you told me about your story. And I thought to myself, we got to get on the air and talk about this.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people out there that are doing the same thing that you're doing. And to some extent, I mean, they're not all great welders. I mean, I'm not talking about that, but I'm saying that, they live a life and all of a sudden, I mean, think about that. You're traveling all over the country, right? And you're just wanting to get one job done and then move on to the next. So where did you go eat? Every fast food joint in town?
Oh, boy.
How often did you eat in a day?
Every beer joint we could stop by.
Right.
Fast food restaurants.
Right.
There's no telling how much money I've actually invested in unhealthy living.
Right.
So it's just crazy. I couldn't even put a dollar amount on how much alcohol I've drank and spent on unhealthy living.
And bad food.
And bad food.
Just
So now here's the thing. I did say bad food, and I don't necessarily agree that all the food's bad.
Right.
A lot of the times it's the amounts.
Right. Okay. There you go. Yeah. It's
So
the barrel of fries you get with every burger you buy or something like that.
Yeah. So a cheeseburger's okay. Now, it's the
Wait a minute.
amounts.
Did you just say a cheeseburger's okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm listening.
It's just the amount. So if you have a bigger meal, like a cheeseburger at lunch or something, maybe you could cut back a little bit on two of your other meals. Eat a little bit smaller breakfast, a little bit smaller dinner.
I got you.
Things like that. Don't have 3 big meals throughout the day,
right.
And then it'll be too much food.
Is it worse for you to eat late at night and then go to bed? Is that one the toughest part?
I love this question, man. So it doesn't matter what time you eat. You can eat 11 o'clock at night and go to bed. I really love this question.
Okay.
Because I get it all the time.
I bet.
But you can eat at 11 o'clock at night, go to bed, and still lose weight. Now, a lot of the stuff that I've read on that question there is when people cut their calories off around 5 or 7, they say don't eat after 5 or don't eat after 7.
Oh, I've heard that. Yes.
That's because they cut their calories off at that time. There's no more calories ingested. So they might see a little bit of weight loss from that. But once they hit a certain spot and they don't cut back on their food anymore, they're going to hit a plateau.
So it doesn't matter when they eat, basically.
No, yeah, it doesn't matter when you eat. 11 o'clock at night, I lost weight just fine.
Wow. Yeah, it's interesting. Very interesting. It's the portions, though. It all deals with the portions.
Yep. The portion sizes, it does matter a little bit. Like if you're trying to get some 6-pack abs, which I've done before for a couple clients, I've done it for myself. You do have to feed your body a certain way to do that, to achieve that goal. That's a little more extreme. But we don't just necessarily have to get you to that point. A lot of people that we work with is just really focused on weight loss, getting healthy.
Yeah. So I'm going to go back to this welding thing, because when did this happen to you? Did you meet Ashley then?
That's how I got here to Great Bend. This is a funny story.
That's what I want to ask you about, because I got you welding right now, Aaron, and I got you all over the country, living a crazy life.
I came here 2008.
Okay.
I did a job for Joe Max and swore I'd never come back. It was the worst job. It was just the worst winter. Wind. It was cold.
Okay. So it all dealt with the client, or not the client, the climate.
Yeah, that and the work. We were doing 200 joints a day, welding.
Oh my
man,
goodness!
We were kicking butt. And I swore I'd never come back to Great Bend. And I had a buddy I met in Texas begging me to come to Great Bend in 2010. Begging me to come to this compressor station to help build this compressor station. It was a Kinder Morgan station right outside of town.
Okay.
And he begged me to come. I told him, this is the worst idea you've ever had. But I ended up coming over here.
Yeah.
And that's how I met my wife, Ashley. And that's why I'm here today telling this story on the radio.
Yeah. Very interesting.
Yeah.
I think it's great. And so you two together have built this company, Iron Therapy Training, and it's worked out very well. You've been doing this since when now?
We've been doing this since I've been into fitness my whole life.
Right.
When I was a little kid, I wrestled. I wrestled when I was little, toddler. I guess like 5 or so.
Is that your favorite sport?
I would say, yeah. Yeah, I would say that's probably the only sport I ever played.
Okay. You didn't do football or anything like that?
I tried. It was never big enough.
Yeah.
So I was real skinny, scrawny in high school.
Well, that shocks me, because you're definitely big enough now.
Yeah. Two different changes there, huh?
So when did you get started with this idea then of putting Iron Therapy together?
Okay, so we got started here in Great Bend. It was August of 2020.
Oh my!
It was right after the pandemic. The gyms just got closed down and they just reopened. And I decided to just start a company right in the middle of that. So that was pretty tough we did pretty well though, honestly, but that was pretty tough getting started right in the middle of a pandemic when everybody's scared to be around everybody.
Yeah.
And then you're trying to be a personal trainer and be right up on them and help them with their health and fitness. So that was a little challenge that we did work through, and we did pretty well. We did well. We're still here, and we're still growing.
You know, I think it's interesting that we're talking about all walks of life here, too. I know when you and I visited off the air a little bit, and I said, well, you know, what kind of demographic are you looking for? And you said basically anybody that wants to feel better, right? I mean, that's pretty much it.
Yeah. A lot of them are busy working professionals, though.
That's true.
We do work with a lot of busy working professionals between the ages of 35 and 50. So that doesn't necessarily mean that we won't work with anybody else.
Right.
We will work with other people as well. But that's our main clientele that we work with.
Sure. Yeah. And those are the people that can relate to, hey, I got to do something different in this world, right?
Yeah. So a lot of the people that I really like to help and I love to help are people who just kind of got so busy with life and got lost. They neglected their health and fitness. They need help to get their body back, get their life back. They need a body transformation and they want to get their health back at the same time. So that's what we really love to offer to people and help them achieve that goal.
Now, I think it's interesting too, because you got a lot of analogies about how much this all cost. You know, what does it cost for health? I mean, that's the question, right? The big question is if you're paying a lot of money right now for different medications and different drinks and everything else that's going to help you lose all this weight or be different or whatever it may be, you know, you can't put a price tag on good health. We've heard that forever and a day.
Yeah. So a question you might want to ask yourself is, what is it going to cost if I don't invest in my health?
Oh,
that would probably be a better question. And what are you spending, like Scott said, what are you spending right now, maybe upsizing yourself? You know, you could be going out to eat multiple times a week.
Upsizing yourself.
Yeah. So
okay.
I call it upsizing.
Yeah, I understand.
Buying bigger clothes, not being able to look at yourself in the mirror. You know, it's just on and on and on. And it can cost a heck of a lot more by doing nothing.
When you're upsizing.
Upsizing.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, not from the upsizing. The actual health problems that are associated with obesity. That's where the price is going to come in.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so we want to get started here. What you have for breakfast this morning? I've been dying to ask that all morning long.
Oh man, my breakfast
since we started this conversation here, I've been wanting to find out the life. What's your day like in the life of Aaron Rainey?
So this morning I started off with 4 ounces of chicken, 3 ounces of ground beef. I had a cup of kale. The reason I do kale is because I am bulking right now, and kale is really good for your liver. So having a little bit of kale can be beneficial to your liver.
Okay, is that cooked kale or just right out of the bag? Or how do you do
I'm
that?
a little different breed, so I don't care anymore about the taste of the food.
You eat it right out of the bag.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I just I don't care about the taste anymore. I just really care about feeding my body correctly and feeding it to do the things that I'm trying to do.
And ground beef, you just crumble that up in like a burger ground up or whatever.
Yep.
Hamburger.
93.7 ground beef.
Oh, good. Oh, my.
Yeah. So I do 4 ounces of chicken, 3 ounces of 93.7 ground beef, 1 cup of kale, 50 grams of mixed berries. Mixed berries are really low in sugar and high in antioxidants.
So when you say that, you're talking blueberries, raspberries, that kind of stuff?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Blueberries, raspberries, and blackberries.
Oh, blackberries. Yeah,
blackberries,
sure. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
And then I do 1 scoop of whey protein isolate, Blackstone Labs, which we have over here at Iron Therapy.
Uh-huh.
And I do mix that in with 1 cup of oats.
So is that like a drink?
Yeah. So, here's the funny thing there. So I drink my oatmeal. I don't eat it.
You what?
Yeah, so I get so busy with time, and I don't have enough time to actually mix the oatmeal up in a bowl.
Does that work well?
Heat it up and have time to eat it. So I just throw the dry oats in a shaker cup, put a scoop of protein in there, and shake it up, and I just drink it.
Okay, but there's a little water in there, so at least it's moist.
Yep, water. And, if you want it a little mushier, you could just let it sit for a little bit. Now, this ain't for everybody also. I'm a little different.
That's what I wanted to find out what it's like in your world, because that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so you'll eat at what time then? You eat breakfast at what time probably?
About 7 a.m. is my first meal.
Okay.
Because I wake up and do fasted cardio first thing in the morning, 35 minutes of fasted cardio.
So when are we going to eat next then? When are you going to eat again? I mean, it's 8:30 in the morning, so when are you going to eat
every
again?
2 to 3 hours.
Okay.
I'll have a meal.
So right when you're done with this show, then you're going to knock out another.
Oh, yeah. I'll have to go eat again.
Yeah.
And then every 2 to 3 hours, I have to have a meal. Sometimes I don't get them in all at the right timing, like I'm supposed to. Mm-hmm. And I get behind on my meals, which really sucks.
Yeah.
Because then I'm up at 10, 11 o'clock at night trying to eat that last meal.
I see. Yeah. So, but every meal is like that, what you just talked about, 4 ounces. I mean,
everything I do
4 or 5 ounces, whatever,
is measured out, but they're not all the same sizes. There are different size meals, different foods are in them. Mm-hmm. I mean, we could spend here all day and get down to some nitty gritty stuff, but I don't have enough time to really get into that.
We got less than 10 minutes left in the show, but yeah, and this is going really well. But okay, so. But you said like every couple of hours, so 6 times a day, you're knocking that out. And, but it's the portion size. Now, you mentioned earlier, a cheeseburger's okay. You do that every once in a while? Every once in a while, not every day.
So with what I'm doing right now, I'm allowed to have, and again, I don't want everybody to think that everybody has to do this way.
Right.
Okay? So I'm talking bodybuilding.
You're
style
bodybuilding
here.
right now, yeah.
This isn't how we train our clients, so don't take this the wrong way. But I do one cheat meal every Saturday.
Okay.
I get a cheat meal while I'm bulking.
A cheat meal.
Yeah, cheat meal, not a cheat night.
Not a cheap. It's a cheat.
I got in trouble for that.
It's a cheat meal. That means you're cheating on the program.
Yeah, you don't have a cheat night.
Okay.
So that's not even supposed to be a word in my vocabulary, my coach said.
I understand. So. Yeah, I got it. Well, I think it's very interesting to me. I really, I mean, it's amazing what you've done for people and for the clients that you guys work with all the time. Now, let's talk about longevity a little bit, okay? Because a lot of times people think, okay, if I'm going to change the way I do things, this is going to be a long process. It's going to be forever, and I'm going to be paying you my entire life on how to feel better. Is that true or not so true?
So, again, here we do want to try to make lifetime relationships with our clients.
Sure.
We do want to be here to support them. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you can't ever do it on your own. But usually once you get started in something like this, the most common thing that happens is you're going to want more. You're going to have a new goal.
I love it.
You're going to want to build muscle next. Maybe you lost the weight. Now you're like, you know what? I want to have a little more muscle. I want to be a little more beefied up. So you might want to make another commitment to another goal.
I see.
That you have in mind. Or keep working on the same goal that you're working on. Because sometimes, a lot of the times, people need 12 months to make a really significant change in their health and fitness.
Well, sure. Absolutely. It's not going to happen overnight. I know that.
No.
But can you imagine all of a sudden just coming off of blood pressure medication and whatever you're taking now for diabetes or whatever and just everything else? I mean, you're going to save yourself a ton of money. I hear that a lot.
Yeah, you're going to save yourself a ton of money, but what are those side effects of those drugs?
Right.
What is that doing to your body? Do you like taking medications and stuff like that? A lot of people don't.
And really not knowing what the outcome's going to be.
Yeah, and there's always a side effect.
There is.
There's always a side effect.
And it's different for everybody.
Yes.
I mean, they'll roll through some of those side effects at the end of some of those commercials, either on TV and radio, and you're like, wow, what did they just say? I could actually have this, and this, and this because of it. So whatever.
Yeah. And the thing that sucks is if one of those side effects were to cause weight gain.
Yes.
When you're trying to get weight off.
Right.
That could be an issue.
And that is a side effect with a lot of meds. Yeah. That is something that you'll have to worry about soon.
So, yeah, we've helped. We have 3 successful clients that have came all the way off medications. We don't treat, prevent, or cure any diseases. I don't want people to think that.
Right.
These are just benefits.
Say that again. We don't prevent or cure any.
We don't treat, prevent, or cure any diseases.
Okay.
That's what doctors are for.
Right.
So always go to your doctor, listen to your doctor before you listen to anybody else. And
just kind of let them know what you're doing in life. I mean, that's a big thing. And if you see some changes and stuff like that, the doctor's going to notice, Aaron. Let's face it.
So, we got those 3 people off of their medication. We got multiple people off of high blood pressure medicine. We have a couple people off of high blood sugar medicine. And we've had one person come off all of them. He had high cholesterol, high blood pressure, and high blood sugar. We got him off all those medications.
Wow.
By doing these lifestyle changes. Again, we don't treat, prevent, or cure any diseases. So this is all seen in a healthy diet and exercise program that we provide here at Iron Therapy.
Right. That's incredible. When you talk about exercise programs, when we first came on the show, you said, 2-3 times a week, whatever you feel comfortable with, correct?
Yeah, so we usually do it based on their commitment level, their goals. That's how I will get a program to you.
I see.
So when you come in for a consultation with us, we will go into detail what you are here for, why you're doing this, why these goals are important to you. We're really going to dig into your motivation. We're going to see what exactly you're here to do, because a lot of the times it's more than just weight loss.
Okay.
A lot of the times, multiple people are doing it because they want to live longer for their kids or their grandkids. They want to walk their daughter down the aisle, things like that.
Yeah. Yeah. So have a goal like that. That's also something you can work towards.
Yeah. Yep.
And then you can think about it every day while you're working out, while you're doing stuff, right?
Yep. Absolutely.
And you guys walk through the whole process. I mean, that's what I like about it. It's extremely one-on-one, Aaron. Would you agree with that?
Oh, absolutely. So we're a premium service here in Great Bend. We're the best body transformation program here in Great Bend that there is to offer. So it's pretty awesome. And we do walk with you side by side the whole duration of the program. Okay. And we make sure that you get to your goal.
Nice. Make sure.
Yeah, we make sure. And if we can't get you to your goal, we do have 100% money back guarantee with our programs when you sign up, but you do have to follow what we're saying. You can't just come in there and do whatever you want.
Well, I think if anybody has the attitude of I'm going to get all my money back, then it's the wrong attitude to have.
Yeah.
That's not the way to go about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So, yeah.
Well, congratulations. How can folks get in touch with you, Aaron? How can they get started in this program, and how can they make it work?
You guys can find us at Anytime Fitness here in Great Bend. You can Google Iron Therapy Training. You can look us up on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat. I'm on 63 search engines. So we're not really hard to find. You'd have to really not look to find us. And
you got a really cool website, I have to say. If folks want to find out how to go online and find out more about this, how can they do that? Okay, so our website's www.gbirontherapytraining.com. gbirontherapytraining.com. Check that out, and then you can go through yourself and see what they can do for you. So congratulations to you and your wife, Ashley, and everybody involved with this thing. I think it's just incredible. And as you mentioned, it's a brand new step for a lot of people. And there's a big difference. I can just tell just by visiting with you during this program. It's, normally when you get into this deal, it's somebody that can say, well, I could change your diet, or it's somebody that says, exercise will work. But this is a life-changing event. This is a combination of everything you need to get it done. And I think that's probably one of the biggest differences between what you're doing and everybody else out there. Yeah, so we do the body transformations, like I said, which actually is kind of like a lifestyle change. It is, and absolutely. We're wrapping up on the show today. This is how fast this has went, my friend. Would you come back sometime? Yeah, I probably will, man. I'd like to get on here again and maybe get into more detail about more on the nutrition for people. Yeah. And really help them understand a little more about proper nutrition. I think that'd be great because that's what we all need help with more than anything. And I'm talking from experience here. I could use some help with that. So this is like free training on the radio. I like this, man. This is working well. Aaron, thank you so much for being a part of the show today. I appreciate it. All right. Thank you. All right. We'll see you guys later. Iron Therapy Training. You can always catch them at the Great Bend Chamber of Commerce coffees too, right? Just look for me at the coffee. I did forget that. I am a chamber ambassador here, so you guys can also find me there. We'll see you very soon, my friend. All right, that wraps it up today for the Out and About program here on the Talk of the Town, 1590 KVGB. Stick around. We've got the Trading Post program with Mike Hesher on the way next after this ABC update. KVGB Great Bend.